Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Sorry, it's 7:20 at night and I am in the conservatory tentatively. It is 29 degrees in here and it's 7:30 at night. It's still very warm in here. It has been pretty hot all day here. We're having another resurgence of the old heat wave here in the UK. And I'm here for my weekly cross stitch update. It is Thursday, so at least I've done that. Not had a big stitchy week, to be perfectly honest. I only managed a scant 3,000 stitches this week. I did over 5 last week, so go figure. I've been off work since I did my shift on Sunday and it's Thursday today and I've barely stitched. We've just been busy doing a lot of finishing off. I will take you on the obligatory tour of the garden, but it might well be the last one for a while because the garden is pretty much finished. Don't know if you can see there. You might be able to see Nancy's head, and behind her, where I can't do it there, is the hot tub, which is now where the hot tub was always meant to be. So I'll take you out and show you it anyway. We had a bit of an organisational thing there on Sunday, where we had me, Richard, well off to the side, Maddie, who was the manager of the whole operation, Dylan, 17-year-old lad, my Lizzie, and her 20-year-old boyfriend, who was the grunt muscle we required to move the bloody thing. It went without a hitch actually, but it was not a straightforward operation because we had to go down a step, along the floor, and up a step. Anyway, cross stitch. So knot mass is done, and I've changed. I'm still stitching on dragon pieces, but I'll show you what happened. And I realised the spinny wheel is currently at the moment not for me because I did this. I was spinning for a new piece, and I'll put it up because you can see what I'm doing. If I recorded it, I'm sure I recorded it. As you can see, I'm just going nah, respin, 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 which isn't the idea. The idea is you spin the piece and you stitch on the piece, which is not what I was doing. I was trying to choose a piece. So I thought, well, why don't I just choose a piece? So I got stitching on something or other and put on the Great British Sewing Bee new series, and at the time it was 4 episodes in. There are 5 episodes now, and I went, you know what, I'm good with these games. It gives me clear goals. So as I was watching it, very like Great British Bake Off, but they rank. The first challenge is a pattern challenge and the second challenge is a transformation challenge, and they rank them from, you okay dear? He's just kicked my DMC over. He's fussing with the fan. We have a tower fan in there and he's obviously trying to adjust it. I don't know what he's up to. If it beeps much more, I'll have to go through and sort it out for him, because it means he's... Can you hear it? Yeah, so they rank them from the least to the best. So each thing gets a score. So I thought, right, we've got, and as the first episode started, I realised that I was going to totally do it. I'm going to have to help him. Right, I'm going to help him. Fix the fan. Apparently it wasn't twizzling. And he does know how to work it. He's had it years. You just can't fucking see it now. Enough said. The fan. I've told him to behave himself and be quiet. Right. So what I did was, as the first episode ran, I quickly just wrote down all the names of all the people who were in it, just in random order as I saw the names come up on the screen. And then, equally, almost randomly, I assigned my dragon pieces plus treasure hunt bookshelf to it, because I have ditched the moon dragon. I can't find it. Tragedy. I can't find it. I do love the piece, but I am not up for stitching it. It is going into the naughty corner, and at some point I will pick it up. It's not being UFO'd. I'm not UFOing it. I'm just putting it in the naughty corner when I find it. It's currently It's currently just taken itself off to the naughty corner because I can't find it, and I stitched on it last month, so I don't know where it's gone. Anyway, so people that I took one look at and went, you're going to be good, I assigned pieces to. So Rebecca, I thought was going to be good, so I gave her the pointed fifth because I need 2,000 stitches into the pointed fifth before the end of the month. Who else did I think was going to be really good? A girl called Beth I gave Dragon Meadow to, which is the Dragon Meadow Foxy Floss Shop Sal, because I really want to work on that. And a girl called Anna I gave Pennants to because I really want to get on with Pennants. Other than that, I pretty much assigned them as they are, and then as they're ranked from bottom to top through 2 of the challenges, I've gone 10th gets 20 stitches right up through. So if they get 3rd and 5th, I'd have to do 160 and 120. So it's big numbers. But I'm going to take it one episode at a time. So I've written it up. It's not very neat. I should have a lovely fold out brochure, but I haven't. It's just a piece of paper. So here we go so far. So I'm only up to episode 4 here. Episode 5 is out. I'll probably put episode 5 there and then carry on down below for the next. As you can see, as of yesterday, Wednesday, when my weeks run to, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 from episode 1. And I'm going to try and do it episode by episode. You can see some of the stitch counts are quite big. There's an 800 there for Anna for Pennants. 400, 320, 800 and 320. So it's good numbers. I'm really pleased with the numbers. And when they've got the line in them, they've already been kicked out and gone home. So Clossoni Beauty only had 260. They get 500 if they get Garment of the Week and 200 if they're kicked off the show. So of the 260, 200 of those stitches were kicked off the show stitches, so that lady didn't do very well at all because she only got 60 stitches, which would have been like 9th and 10th in the two projects she in the 2 tasks she took hold of. So yeah, anyway, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing all my dragon pieces minus Moon Dragon, which is gone in the bad corner, and I've subbed in pointed fifth. And I must be missing another one because there was no Treasure Hunt Bookshelf was always on because it's got a dragon. It's pointed fifth I've subbed in. So I've subbed in pointed fifth instead of Moon Dragon. So that's what I'm doing now as a game, and I'm going to watch episode 5 later on. Hopefully Richard will get sleepy and I can watch episode 5 and I will score it. And I've got to be quick. I realised I had to pause. This is what my my episodes look like. I write down which number person gets which place, and then I work out what the scores are and who's already sent home and what have you. So I'm scoring it as I go, which is really good fun. It engages me. I enjoy watching the programme anyway. So hopefully that's going to keep me on track with my stitching, because I did get a little bit of a this week where I just thought I don't really feeling it. So 3,000 stitches on and I'm not really feeling it week. So I'm going to be busy tomorrow, which is Friday, and then I've got Saturday and Sunday, and I have got nothing on Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully they're going to be super high stitch days and I'm going to get on and do loads of my episodes. I'm going to hopefully finish off episode 1 and hopefully knock through episode 2 over the weekend of stitches. We'll see next week how we got along. So on to my stitching. So I did have a new start because I had 720 stitches courtesy of a lady called Emma, who is pretty good a seamstress there. Mini Dewdrop Dragon, which is here, picture. I bought it forever ago in a Hayes sale. It's a mini, but it's 275 by 275. So it is like 77,000 stitches, which is about the same as a good sized long dog. So I have done, I think it literally was 700 and Baby Dragon book. Oh, I did more. I haven't written it down, so I haven't counted it. So, oh, I didn't write it down. When did I do it? Yesterday. I did it yesterday. I didn't write it in my book. I'll have to do that. I'm going to write mini dewdrop in book. I think I literally did. He dropped something. 721 stitches, which gives me 3,000. Which actually gives me 3,750 stitches for the week. So no, that's better. That is a little better. And I started it. And I started in the middle or just below the middle, so I'm not actually stitching on the dragon. So it's where I am. So there's the middle, and there's 720 stitches. I think that's about 5 colours, so the middle's just there. And it's going to have a lovely just over 2-inch margin, side to side and at the top, and then it's got a little bit more at the bottom because it's not quite square. And this is 18 count gridded Ada, 2/2, all DMC, obviously. I think it's a max colour because I went through a phase of only buying max colours. If there was a max colour, I bought a max colour. So here is a bit of dragon. This shape here, this is dragon. So next time I do my stitches, I owe 280, then 340, then 160 to this piece, which is great. So next time I stitch, I'll stitch in this thread, and then I'm going to get into dragon colours, and I think that's going to be very confetti heavy. So we'll see. I have got quite a little light bit in the middle to do, and then there's a lot of dark background round the edges. So if the dragon turns out to be super confetti heavy, I can stitch other bits. I was quite impressed with the blocks, with almost block stitching there, kind of. That's like 4 or 5 colours, so I was quite impressed with that. I got on quite quickly. I do not get on with this gridded Ada, which has got the line through, and I can never remember whether I'm at the top or I'm at the bottom, so I've literally drawn, and that's with a pen I should not draw on Ada with. I couldn't find any of my 4 fabric pens, and I had one last week, literally had one last week, and I can't find it. Sophie's probably eaten it. So I've drawn on it with a pen I should not have drawn on with. I hope it's going to wash out. It is full coverage. I'm going to pretend I can't see it, but I can. Right, through the stitching. So mini dewdrop dragon has been started. I also started, but much earlier in the week, what I'm terming the baby dragon book, which is this piece here, Needle Lot Designs, and I have changed it up to be teals, and the books, there is a teal book, a purple book, and a magenta book, I think. I've put in a total of 787 stitches, and he's here. So I started here. This is 311. I think it's meant to be black, and I wanted it blue. And then there is there's 3808 and 3809 in there, and I'm just following the pattern, and I literally just kind of went from darkest teal to light teal and just assigned them to what looked to be the darkest red to the lightest red for the red dragon, and then the books just filled in themselves. If it looks really wrong when I get to a book and I think that doesn't blend well, I'll change the colour then. But I think I'm going to stitch the dragon first. The moon, you see the moon at the moment is like a very pale teal. I think I might do the moon in either a Krynic, either that clear. I've got the clear diamant, actually the DMC, the spool of clear diamant. I might use that, even though it's awful. I might use that instead just to give it some sparkle. But I'm loving that, and I'm using the other piece of I'm using one of the pieces, sorry, I do have another new start, which is using the other piece that I dyed to maybe do the other Needle Lot design, the whale shark, but I didn't like the colour of it. But this is 32 count. That's why I got Lugana, perfect, love it, favourite. So it's coming out 16 count, so I'm really pleased with it actually. I really like him when he's stitched in a bit more. I've got lots of stitches to put into him. He is going to get Baby Dragon book 240, 300 and 240 for the 3 episodes I've got written down there. So that's good. And I've done the 160 that he needed for that episode, but I'd already stitched on him. So that's those 2. And Treasure Hunt bookshelf got 487. Of course, I can't seem to find half of the DMCs I need for this dragon. He is now here, so he's got more in his face, and his like wing case, his wings, it's not got wing casings, has he? His wings are quite green. So I'm getting on with those, and then there'll be a bit of dragon underneath, I think, and then I think his tail is here. So I'm basically finding a colour in his face and tracing it round until I haven't got a colour, and then I've got to skip it, hence the gaps. Why don't I have these colours? And yeah, and then I started picking colours in his wings instead, because I seem to have more of those. They're all the 164s, 165s, those paley greenies. Anyway, I put in some white stitches. I used B5200, I think it should have been Blanc. They looked very, very white. I cannot. Anyway, that's Treasure Hunt bookshelf, got it 487, so that's nice to have some on my Treasure Hunt bookshelf. Who else have I got? So I've done that one, I've done that one, I've done, oh god, is that all I've shown you so far? Oh yeah, because I showed you Mini Dewdrop, which I haven't written down. Flosstube Beauty, I picked up, it needed 260 stitches. She got 290 stitches she got, so she got just over her 260. And now I'm actually in the dragon now. She's actually there, so that's the outline of the bubble at the top, and then there's a great big moon behind the dragon. That's a colour in the moon that I tracked down, and then I've done this bit here, there, and it's 3371. I can never remember the name of it. I've got it here, 3371, and it's just like splattered right through the dragon. So I'm going to work on that. I do need to grid this. I'm going to grid it with some filament, and then I will be happy with it. But she's going away now while I play this game, because she got voted out first roll, first episode. So Flosstube Beauty is going back in my dragon bag until further notice. Another person who got voted out, and I'd already put in stitches for my spin thing, is Cooking for Your Dragon. I did 574. Oh, I haven't done, so I did 574 for a spin thing. I think I did 2 spins, but there's no point showing them because I've sacked doing the spins because I went rogue. So I put in 574 and I started on the draglin. So there's a bit of eyeball and some greens here, and anywhere they showed up I did the stitches. So these 2 bubbles up here apparently are green, as is the thing in the middle here. This has got greens in it too. So rather than leaving 2 stitches outstanding, or you know, literally you can see here I've done like 8 stitches of green, and there's 4 different colours. Brilliant. So I've done them. So Cooking for Your Dragon was one of the blokes. He got voted out at the end of episode 2. So this is going to have 240 more stitches spread over 2 episodes, and then it'll go back in my bag. Still in the Q-snap, so this one's coming up quite soon because it's still in. I'm using the rolling up method here, which I tend to do for the long skinnies. I clamp it somewhere and then just roll it until it's tight and stitch on it. So Cooking for Your Dragon. I am starting to feel suspiciously glowy in here. It is very warm still. Bloody sun's back out again. Okay, so Cooking for Your Dragon, done Flosstube Beauty. Fisher King I've trucked along with. 678 stitches last week went into Fisher King. I stitched on it yesterday. We got our wires crossed. Richard had a session with the ROVI, the Rehabilitation Officer for Visual Impairment, in our local area who's an absolutely lovely lady. Do not get on the wrong side of her though. I'm sure she eats social workers and things and leaves small bones. She's fierce, small, fierce, and very good at her job. We thought we had a session with her at the house, and it was actually down at the support place, so we were late. We got a phone call and we jumped in the car. We were out walking, practicing his walking independently from the house to the bus stop. We have brought the ad back in. He's only done from the house to the bus stop with the guide dog people, but I think it's a really good idea if he knows his way home, so I'm helping him map that back. So we jumped in the car, and this was the one in the Q-snap with one colour and one skein, so I just chucked it in my bag and took it with me. So I did some extra stitches in it yesterday. So it's had a total of 678, and I'm on the dragon. Here is the dragon. He actually stitched like the thistle in his back leg. This is his back leg. It's going to join up to his butt there, and then I can go on to the dragon. He'll be about here. So I'm really glad I'm on the dragon. Idea is to stitch the dragons, not the everything else's. I had to stitch to the dragon last week, but now I'm there. And this is this funny DMC knockoff Chinese thread, which I kind of like. It does have very stark colour changes, but I'm not sure the DMC doesn't do that anyway. I'm pretty sure the DMC changes just the same. But I'm having fun with it. I tried to make the thistle, I've colour control, I'm trying to stop myself colour controlling, but I find myself doing it. Trying to make the thistle a different colour to the, you know, laid out differently to the leg, so you can see it more clearly. It's like the thistle stem is green, and this bit of the dragon, I'll make sure that bit's purple to come up there to join. Can't stop myself doing it. This great big bed sheet is new, and I'm loving stitching on these dragons. I've been stitching on pennants today. I've actually done my stitches for pennants there for Lady Called Anna, and I've found the dragon. I've stitched to the dragon, and I've started on the dragon, and I'm over the moon, but that'll be next week's stitching, and there'll be loads more in it by then. Okay, Fisher King's done. Then we've got the pointed fifth, and I've only put 177 into the pointed fifth, but it's due to get a whole pile more because it's now in this game. Pointed fifth, 260, 360, 360 and 340. Now there's a very consistent lady called Rebecca. She's very consistent. She's not aced anything. She's not done badly in anything. She is one of the sleepers. In the sewing bee, you tend to get the sleepers, the people who are really good, but they're not like fantastic, and they're not like crash and burns. They're just consistent, and they tend to be there at the end with maybe one of the fantastics, because they tend to burn themselves out or really mess up something, you know, really misjudge their timing, not finish something, and they crash and burn, and they have to put people in who are going to get knocked out. It's like the Great British Bake Off. The first couple of weeks, you're like, oh my god, I can make a biscuit better than that. Why are they in the Great British Bake Off? They're in so that they've got somebody to eliminate. They have everybody who are bloody brilliant. It's too close to call. They've got to have brilliance, and they've got to have, I'm a good home cook. I'm going to have a go. I'm going to apply. And they're like, brilliant, come and have a go. See you on the first episode, you know? Happens. So, anyway, pointed fifth. We'll get lots of stitches next week. 177, and I've been stitching on, there's 2 ducks. I think they're ducks. There's 2 ducks in this little box. But this is the last box, I think, before we reach the end of the line. But 2,000 need to go in. There's a needle literally hanging out of it. Oh, scrap that. There's 3 needles literally hanging out of it. I'll have those. But that's all we got. That's it. Once this little bit's done, we're finished. It's creeping. I'm expecting to get 4, 8, 12, probably 1,500 stitches into it very soon, which is nearly my month's quota, which would be great, absolutely great. And then if that girl stays in, I'll get even more, which I think she will. I think she's going to go to the end. She's very good. low key, keeps to herself, very consistent. The one thing I have noticed about the sewing bee, and if you're not in the UK and you don't get the Great British Sewing Bee, find a platform to watch it on because it is brilliant. It's this year more than any other year. I think most of the sewers are wearing things they've made themselves. Now, in past years, they really haven't, and there'll be one woman, usually a woman or a man, wearing something fabulous, darling, you know, that they've made themselves. But this year, I think most of them are wearing their own handmade clothes, and I love it. It just makes me want to get my sewing machine out and make clothes, and I am crap at making clothes. Let's be honest. I'm rubbish at it. But it's making me want to, because they're wearing individual, unique things, and I don't follow. I'm never quite the same as everybody else. I never have been, apart from at work in my uniform. Except I'm at work in my uniform, I have my little pouch and I have everything in the world in my little pouch, you know, whereas everyone else just doesn't really bother. A couple of people have pouches at my work, and you know, that kind of makes me, because I've got a book full of codes. I've got this, I've got that, I've got the other. Have you got tweezers? Have you got that? Have you got this? I've got them. You know, I'm always a little bit off. I've always been a little offbeat, like half a beat offbeat, whatever I've done in my life. I've been slightly offbeat. I'm one of those. Anyway, so that was pointed fifth. Right, I have one more new start to show you. It was my birthday. I am now 50 years old. Yay. And that's as low key as I would like it. I will put a photograph here of me with my family on my birthday. That's it, that's all of us. There are 2 boyfriends missing. Flora's boyfriend, who is in Navy training at the moment, was here, which was nice because he's just got back from halfway through his basic training. Lizzie's boyfriend came down to get her in the evening, and Maddie's boyfriend brought me some flowers and things first thing in the morning. So we had everybody, really. Everybody was there. So I couldn't, to have all 4 of my children and my parents and Richard. That's it. That's all my people. That's perfect. I did New Start. Here is my New Start, using the other piece of the 32 count that I dyed, and there is my New Start. This is my unicorn chart, which I have been very, very kindly lent a working copy of, and I am beyond over the moon to have it, because the second I saw this pattern back in 2018, I wanted to stitch it. I wanted to stitch her. It is Nora Corbett's Bluebell, and it's just, I just love it. It's unobtainium. If you can find somebody who owns it and grovel, they might let you have, you know, they might lend you a working copy. I'm over the moon to be able to stitch her. Ta-da! There's my tiny start. My tiny start is 140 stitches. Needless to say, 2 of the DMCs I haven't got. I'm going to remedy my DMC situation. Anyway, unicorn chart is started. 32 count, and I've arranged it so this bit here should be her skirt, and then her bluebells should go over the top there. And I think she's going to be just lovely on that, and it's not showing true. The fabric is actually much purplier than it's showing. It's showing very blue, it's actually quite purple. All the threads look gorgeous on it. I was, however, short of beads and Krynic, so I went on Lakeside and put all the Krynic, all the Treasure Braid alternative, of which I could get in stock. There was one Karen Water Lily, and it is the stem of the stick of bluebells. If it had been in her skirt, if it had been in the bluebells, I would have totally found it and sourced it. It was out of stock, and I've gone, I'll find an overdye, or I'll use brown. It's this bit she's holding is the Karen Water Lily. It's not very many stitches, and it's a whole hank of silk. So I've just said I'll find something else. I pulled up all the beads, and I think I either have the beads or I have very close matches to the beads. So I'm going to do the beads from my stash, of which is substantial, and I'm very, very happy. So while I was thinking and thinking and thinking about my bluebell, I remembered that a very long time ago I did buy another one. She's from a different group of them. I have already white clover, and she is gorgeous. Not as favourite as bluebell. And I also bought, when I bought the pattern, I bought the pack. So I do have the 3 packs of Mill Hill for her. So I have them. And I had always planned to stitch her on this piece of fabric here, which I dyed when the light went wrong then, didn't it? When I first dyed, hand dyed fabric. Now this I used as a backdrop for a lot of needleminder photo shoots, and it's been through the washing machine I think about 4 times, so it's lost a lot of its colour. I might or might not use this. I think it's 32 count. If it isn't 32 count, I will not be using it. If it is 32 count, I might use it. There's a very pale, it used to be much more dyed up. What I've been left with since it's been through the washing machine is a lot of splodges, but it is very pretty. If it's 32 count, I think I'm going to run with my original plan. I'll probably put her up there actually, probably, because that is really pretty. It's quite pale. So I thought, here's my thinking. I've got white clover in the middle. I've got bluebell. I'll put her the right way so that she's facing white clover. And then while I was on Lakeside, I stumbled into the Nora Corbetts and I found in stock this one. Is it geranium? I can't remember. I took a screenshot. I'm going to line the 3 up so that I can stitch 1, 2, 3 and have them framed as a triptych with Mrs. Central white clover in the middle and bluebell on one side, and white clover is facing, not white clover, geranium. I think she's geranium. If she's not, I've got it wrong, but it was the colour and the way she was facing, and I was like, oh my god, it's in stock, so obviously I've ordered that. But I didn't even look at the requirements, so I probably will need some Krynics and things for it. This one's going to need Krynics and things. Krynic, only one. 9194. Okay. Okay, this one only has 1 Krynic. But I hadn't even thought it when I ordered the Krynics for bluebell. I hadn't even thought about. It was only when I saw another flower girl pattern. These are called Poison Pixies, but I don't think those ones are Poison Pixies. Ta-da. What is she from? Bluebell. Oh, she's Spring Garden Party collection for Pixie Couture. Is bluebell. This is a Poison Pixie and she's in the middle. I think these are bigger. I think they're taller, which is fine. So I've got the 3rd one coming, and I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow when I go to get my boy, and Flora's at my parents as well, and she's not got a car because the car's out the front, I'm going to go to Hobbycraft because of my birthday. They have sent me my birthday voucher. You get £5 Hobbycraft voucher here if you put your birthday in. So I might use that and buy another piece of 32 count pre-cut Murano even weave, which if this isn't 32 count, I'll dye a piece for white clover, and if it is, I'll use it. If it's not, I'll not. The world has gone sinister outside, so I'm sorry about the light. I didn't think it was going to go odd. And I will dye a piece for, I'm pretty sure it's geranium. If it's not, I'm just being stupid saying it over and over again. I didn't write it down. I know I screenshot it from my order. So that's that. In other news, I'm going to use my birthday money, because I get birthday money from my parents. I'm 50 years old and I get birthday money. We have come down to the usual procedure, which is money in a card, which is perfect. My perfect birthday present is nothing that's going to stress me out. My kids all got me wonderful things. Mostly I could eat them or drink them. Lizzie made me a cross-stitch pattern, so I'm going to get on with that. Little postage stamps. Some of them she made copies of real stamps, and some of them she's just like drawn little doodles. There's a Snoopy and like a London bus and things. So she's made me a few little patterns, which is going to be really cute to get on with. And yeah, that was it really. It's kind of good. So with my birthday money, I'm going to fill in the gaps of my DMC. If I don't have a bobbin in my master set and I don't have 2 skeins, I will buy, I kind of want 2 skeins of each. One for my bobbin set, which is almost complete. I'm probably missing 10 or 15 out of my bobbin set. And then I'm going with my skein set, and anything gets counted. So that is counted as a skein because it's going to be enough. I just want a hanging set where I can just pull one strand off and do some confetti, and that will be that. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to order all the gaps. I'm currently checking off. I downloaded the Lord Levidan, I think it is, like check sheet, and I've hunted everywhere. But as I was looking for my white clover pattern, I turned up lots of Stitchy gifts that I've gone, ooh, I'll put that in I'll put that in the Kallax cube. I'm not going to stitch it now, but I'll put it in my Kallax. There's actually quite a few skeins of DMC. A lot of them are vintage. I am not precious, particularly about my die lots. Things that require multiple skeins, I do tend to, if it's obviously the wrong colour when I pull it out, I'll hunt about until I find the right one. That's as close as my die lot goes. That's it. I do know they change. I do know. I'm not overly bothered about it. Unless it's a block of 40,000 of one colour and it clearly has a line where it changes die lot. I'm not really going to be stitching anything like that. I don't tend to do big backgrounds like that where the colours are that dramatic. If there's a bit of one die lot there, a bit of one die lot up there on Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, I'm not going to notice or care. Anyway, so I'm incorporating all ages of DMC labels into my set, which is kind of fun because I've got quite a few of the discontinued ones, which is lovely to have them. I didn't realise I owned them, but I do have them. And I've just got my knitting to show you, which of course I've not got here, but I will go and get. Hang on. So I've got my knitting here. I'm just going to have to put it on a slightly longer needle so we can have a look. I've got a new one here, a big long one. Whoop, there we go. Right, I'm just on my knit round, so I'll just knit it on so that I can try it on basically. So I thought while I was off work I would try and do 10 rounds a day of my jumper. I'm on the yoke of a top down jumper from Drops, pattern from Drops, and I've managed 5 or 6. I did 2 yesterday. I did do nearly 3 in the car this morning. A-level results day. Flora got her results this morning. Her actual results were not quite what we were expecting. However, she has been offered her first choice place. So while we were in bits looking at the results, she logged into UCAS, which organises all of the university place. It's the university place system in the UK here, UCAS. And yeah, she logged in and there was a circle on the screen with a big tick and confetti saying congratulations, you have been given your first chance, your first choice place. So she is off to do the course she wanted to do. She didn't quite get the grades, but it doesn't matter. It took a little while to get through to her that it didn't matter, that she can't understand where she went wrong. on her psychology. She can't understand where she went wrong, because she came out of the exam happy and confident that she had read, understood and fully answered the questions. She was really confident she'd done well on that paper, and she did really badly. So I have emailed the school and said, can we please just confirm? Because you can ask to have, I don't know if I'm asking for a remark, I'm asking for them to just look at it and check. And I know they've been checked. If it's right, it's right. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because she has got her place and she's off to university. So that's the end of the day, is she's got her place, which is brilliant. Anyway, enough said on that. So this morning I was nervous energy knitting in the car, boiling in my car that has no air and no fan. I will take the big car tomorrow, which has air conditioning, plus, as opposed to my car, which is like, fail. But hey ho. So there we go. Oh, and the only other thing we did yesterday was the eclipse, which was utter crap. We totally missed it. Now, 27 years ago, it was on my birthday, and my mum and I were accidentally standing on Carlisle Castle's ramparts when the eclipse happened, and the world went dark and weird and sinister, and we weren't really aware of it until it happened. This time, I was like, well, let's do something. Let's go out in the car. Let's go and find somewhere beautiful to watch it. Fool I am. So we went out to Haweswater. I will insert a beautiful clip that was about 10 minutes before the eclipse of beautiful Haweswater. The water level is quite low, but it has been a lot lower. There is a whole village under that water, so that they didn't even really bother to knock down or anything. They just buried it with water. They just flooded it. It is quite low, but it's not very, very low. And yeah, so we went there and sat, and absolutely nothing. It went ever so slightly different tone in the sky, and that was it. There was a cloud around the sky. There was a rainbow around the sun, which I thought was rather wonderful. But that was it. There was literally, but then I wasn't projecting it onto something. I wasn't yap doing any of that. So maybe that's why I didn't see anything. But didn't see a bloody thing. Richard didn't see a bloody thing either. You know, it's like, why did we even bother? So we were late back, but we'd been in a lovely cold car. But then we got into the house, and the house was hot. Okay, so my jumper. There we are. I've just put half of it, or not quite half of it there, onto a different cable so I can try it on. So I have not quite finished the yoke, but it is coming along. I haven't even stuck it over my head yet, so we're going to do that right now. Oh good, it goes over. That's always the first thing. Right, so there we go. That's fine. That fits all right. And I am not at the armholes yet, which is fine, because I've got another set of these here. They're going to come, let's lift it up a little bit, there. These here are going to come down and meet about there. So by the time I've done those, it should be, that's all right for a neck, isn't it? It's about the same as my t-shirt. It'll be about, I want it just in that gap. I want it just below, I want it just there. So yeah, I've got a couple more centimetres to run. That's fine. And then I'm just going to go separate my arms from my body, knit down the arms, knit down the thing. I joined on my second ball today, so me panically buying 10 of these, I'm not going to need 10. But there we go. So that's where I am, and I've done a fair bit since I was last. There are lots of mistakes, lots of miscounts, lots of times where I haven't done the knit two togethers because I've got an extra stitch, but yeah, doesn't matter. Oh, it's nice to be knitting. It's nice to be knitting, actually. It's nice to be knitting. Oh, Lizzie made me this. I put it on the sofa to show you. Look, Lizzie crocheted me from her mind. She has made me a flying dragon. Look at this. I cannot do this. I can crochet granny squares. Look, he's got 4 little feet. I cannot do, amigurumi, whatever it's called. Can't do it. She did this from her mind. She's made me a little dragon. I don't know what to do with them. I think I'm going to put a I think I'm going to put a ring in his nose and hang him off my phone or something, so he's always with me. I've got a little tiny frog on my car keys, but he is just, and look, his wings just, they're at the right place. She's put them on perfectly. She's crocheted them on, but perfect, so that he's actually flying. She's brilliant. From her mind, she says. Right, thank you very much for watching. I am going to carry on this week with my Great British Sewing Bee dragon stitching, because my spin the wheel just, I just lost interest like that in it. And I'm going to get on with my bluebell, which I'm so excited to be stitching. I'm actually super excited to be stitching her. And when my Lakeside order arrives, I might just have to start the other ones, but I'll need to dye a bit of fabric for that, I think. I might zhuzh this up a bit. I might put it through some purple. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Okay guys, I'm going to take you around the garden, show you the garden, which is, apart from the shed doors, I think it's finished. Let's go and see. Okay, so coming out the door, the first thing you see is a shed. Half a shed. The shed that used to be where my shed is, there is now half a shed. Instead of being an 8x6, instead of being a 6x8, it's now an 6x4. That's what we did. I'm going to get some of that lovely paint and paint it blue, probably like a dusky blue. And then we've got the old sofa cover. The old sofa is here as the outdoor sofa. Do not tell Richard that a bird has gone to the toilet on it, because I haven't told him. And then there is our new parasol, which is rather lovely. There is the barbecue that my 14-year-old son just built. I handed it to him and said, it's like Lego, and he built it. The raspberries are raspberrying. They're like 8 foot tall. And there's the hot tub, and it's just kicked into action. We bought it a shower cap because, as you can see, the wisteria does stuff. And from the old drain cover, I've had to make an extra step, so the steps, but it was black and brown. Richard spray painted it about 3 years ago, and that's all peeling grey, hence why it's all a bit hit and miss. No, the grey steps he sprayed black, the brown hot tub he sprayed grey, and then the top of the hot tub was brown as well. Yes, was brown as well, and he sprayed that black. But it is beautiful in there. Here is the picnic table, which I don't know if we showed you. It is now mahoosively long. We got 9 people around it. I did clean the decking that was horrible and green and slippery, is now not slippery. And I got him a chair. And then we have got the greenhouse, which I haven't watered. Don't mind my poor sad tomatoes. I will water them and they will revive. You can see all the bloody cucumbers, they're everywhere. Cucumbers are fine, tomatoes are droopy, need to water immediately. I've got pots in the corner. I'm going to get my pots in the corner so that I'm going to have pots all the way along the front there. Really lovely. And then I've put a blind man feel his way into the shed stick. Courgette and runner beans running like crazy, and lots of white flowers, which are French beans, so we've got both. Wonderful. And same again here. I've given him a corner, so he knows when he finds that, he knows he's safe to step up. So that's the last bit, is just a bit of handrail for him, just so he knows where when he finds it. And that is it. That's the garden. I think we're basically done. Isn't it marvellous? Isn't it lovely? I'm so happy that we got with the programme and did it. I did all the bloody paving. I'm still in the process of desalting these bricks, but as you can see, it's leaching up now, and I need to treat them again, and hopefully it'll get less and less over time. I do wish all the bricks had been like those, like the second lot. But that's it. That's my garden, guys. Wisteria is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Look, it's gone in the greenhouse. Don't know what to do with it. It's up the tree. Look at the people behind us. This tree. It's in the tree. don't know what to do with it. It's exploded this year. Ah well. Okay guys, I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching me, and have a wonderful stitchy week everybody. I will pause on Sid.